Good morning, everyone. My name is Miss Emma, and I am going to lead you through a few activities to practice your cutting and gluing skills. The video is going to move quickly, so feel free to pause or rewatch any sections as much as you like if you need to review a demonstration. The first activity I will demonstrate for you today is going to be the snipping sheets. This is an activity that only requires scissors, so grab your pair and let's get started. A tip for the grown-ups watching. Different shapes will require different grips and varying degrees of coordination between both hands, so watch your child's hands carefully. If it looks uncomfortable, they most likely need to reset or reposition their hands. Start with the simplest patterns first and work your way up to the harder ones. Before getting started, check your grip. Are you using all of your fingers to hold the scissors? Your thumb should be by itself and your other fingers should be all together. Try opening and closing the scissors all the way to make sure you're comfortable. We'll start with the paper strip that looks like it has square boxes. Try your best to cut along the lines in one big cut instead of multiple snips with just the tip of the scissors. You might have to open your scissors pretty wide. One technique to try is to line the blades of the scissors along the printed line before making the cut. Then keep going until the entire strip is cut. Remember, there is no wrong way to do it, so just do your best. Let's give the strip with the arrows a try. There are a few different techniques to try with this one. First, I demonstrate only cutting the length of the lines. I cut up one side all the way, and then I cut up the other side. If this is too hard, then you can cut all the way through. You can see I demonstrate that on the pink strip. A note to the grown-ups watching. If your child is more advanced, try having them cut the arrow in two cuts, one up and then down, as I do with the second half of the pink strip. Let's give the strip of semicircles a try. The goal is to cut along the line in one smooth motion. Again, you might have to open your scissors pretty wide and move the paper at the same time. To the grown-ups, this takes a lot of coordination with both hands, so have your child work up to it. They can start with multiple snips. The last two items we are going to try are a rectangular and a circular maze. Here is your chance to practice everything you've learned about cutting with scissors. If this is too hard for now, you can always save it until you're ready to give it a try. A tip for the grown-ups watching. As you can see, I always turn the paper so that I never have to turn the hand that's holding the scissors. It's always facing the same direction, so make sure your child isn't twisting and contorting their hand to make the cut. Try to always have the scissors facing away from their body. Again, this takes a lot of practice and coordination. The second activity I will demonstrate for you today is the dot matching activity. This activity only requires glue, so grab your glue stick and let's get started. One of the hardest things to do might be right at the beginning. If you can't get the cap off of the glue stick, you can always ask a grown-up for help. Now, we're going to check our glue stick. Is there a lot or a little glue showing? You only want a little bit sticking out. You'll twist the bottom of the glue stick to change this. A tip for the grown-ups watching: take a minute to demonstrate how to twist the bottom of the glue stick to push the glue up or down. Kids tend to overdo it, so demonstrating a few times can be a big help. There are a lot of different ways to complete this activity. You can pick out the colors as you go, or, as you'll see in the video, you can sort your colors and line them up before gluing. It's up to you. You also have two options for gluing the circles onto the paper. You can put glue on the back of the colored circle, or you can put the glue on the white paper and stick the circles to it. Depending on what you are gluing, one option might be better than the other, but it's always good to know that you can do it both ways. One trick to try is to run the glue stick around the edge or outline of the shape first, and then fill in the middle. Finally, when you're all done, remember to roll the glue back down and put the cap back on. The third activity I will demonstrate today is the shape sheet. This activity combines cutting and gluing, so grab your scissors and glue stick and let's get started. With this activity, you can start with the easiest shape to cut, which is the small diamond. The sides are easy to cut in a single motion, so open your scissors wide and you can cut right through. The triangle and the square also have straight lines to cut. However, they have longer sides, so you might need to make a few cuts instead of just one. The hardest shape to cut out will probably be the circle, so be sure to take your time. When using the glue stick, remember, you can choose to put the glue on the colored shape or put the glue on the paper, whatever you'd rather. The last activity is a free design. This is a chance for you to have fun and use the different things you've learned from practicing your cutting and gluing skills. Here are some ideas. You have a big piece of white paper and a few pieces of colored paper. Feel free to cut shapes or designs from the colored paper and glue it onto the white paper. Another great activity is to rip the paper. For the grown-ups watching, ripping paper is good for hand strength and a good activity for younger children. Feel free to rip the paper up and make a collage. You can also cut out images from magazines if you want to add that. Or a grown-up can draw you an outline of something, maybe a flower or a leaf, and then you can fill in the outline with the ripped paper pieces. Another activity to try is to glue things from nature, such as leaves, to the paper. One thing you could do would be to draw a tree and branches and then add leaves. You can also trace the outline of a leaf on the colored paper and then cut it out. Or use the leaves and the colored paper together to make a beautiful tree. Remember, have fun and practice. Thanks for watching.